So looking through this Conquest of Longbow. So the box with the game had a helpful book, and in here, Robin Hood. Was there really a Robin Hood? As far as the best research can tell, the answer is nay. At least not under that name. Pretty much everything I'll tell you here came from two excellent reference books, Robin Hood by J.C. Holt and The Outlaws of Medieval Legend by Maurice King, both of which are listed in the bibliography. I highly recommend them to any Robin Hood buff. There have been medieval bandits whose lives and adventures had remarkable parallels to the ballads that sprang up about the mythical Robin Hood. I see Robin as a distillation of history and wish fulfillment, and just the plain human desire for a good, rousing story with a likable hero. The first known written reference to Robin Hood occurred in 1377 in a piece of writing known as Piers Plowman, in which is mentioned, "I know rhymes of Robin Hood." This shows that by this time the ballads and poems were well enough known to rate a mention with the understanding that those reading it would be familiar with it too. The earliest written materials come from 5 fragments of ballads and poems, and most of these dating to the 15th century, though it is clear they were well known in the oral tradition for about 200 years before that. From these early ballads, Robin emerged as a clever trickster, capable of pulling off daring deceits and disguises. His right-hand man, Little John, often performed feats of disguise and daring no less worth than Robin's. Sometimes it was Robin who rescued John, and sometimes the other way around. The earliest stories deal with Robin helping the impoverished knight and robbing the cellar of St. Mary's Abbey, whose money he then gives to the knight who has returned to pay his debt, disguising himself as a potter and tricking the sheriff of Nottingham to entering the forest with him, meeting up with Guy of Gisborne, with whom he has a shooting match, but then he must fight and kill with the sword and using Guy's disguise. He's able to rescue Little John from the sheriff being rescued by Little John and Much after he's captured going to the church in Nottingham, and his death where he is fatally bled by the prioress of Kirklees, but Robin does not fire his final arrow to mark his resting place in these verses. We'll continue more on the next break.
You were reading about software piracy and stealing?
No.
Yeah, you were reading from this, weren't
you? I was reading for that, but I was reading the tale about Robin Hood. I want to read about software piracy.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, the intro is kind of interesting. I don't know if it's talking because of Robin Hood and his stealing, but it is kind of talking about, it's from Christy Marks, and they're talking about the letters and stuff like that. But then, you know, the discussions about software piracy.
Don't steal games.
Yeah, the concern about stealing the software, especially when it was floppy disks, and how easy it would be to make new copies, and how people could then just, copy and give it to somebody else or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so.
All right. Let's go on. Let's play on. Oh, I haven't seen the map. This is the most ancient of oaks in the soul of the Sherwood Forest. Near the River Trent is a sacred willow grove. The widow dwells here. The hill overlooks Watling Street, my hidden camp within Sherwood, the town of Nottingham. This is the monastery in the fens. Okay, good to know. All the maps. Day 2.
So there's a place you could go to. But some of these you can't really do anything yet. So
a grim, well-built Norman fortress of stone converted by this order of militant monks into a monastery. The fens are surrounded by boggy ground. It would be dangerous to tread too far from the safety of the path. Are we going to see the lady in the lake? Naked.
That's Arthurian.
Sorry.
Wrong game.
Okay, not a whole lot going on here. Only stunted bushes and thick reeds grow near these fens. I didn't do anything with that. So you're not going to pick a fen or a bush or whatever. Faith that is dark and unwholesome water, just deep enough to drown a man. Intent. Is there a siren in the water?
Something.
The ground here is boggy and unpleasant.
Let's see.
Is something glowing? I guess that's what, because this is the day before they would have given hot spots. So obviously, well before their time. I care not to touch the water.
Okay, interesting. He does not allow him to just drown into it.
All right, thank you, Wisebot, for being on the dole. Compressed publications. Don't spam the channel.
Spam.
No spam in the channels. Not everybody wants to be your friend or even
This is the most ancient and sacred oak of the woods. This is a great deco tree.
have 1 million followers. Some of us just want friends in a small community. I can't think of what to say to an oak tree.
My dude.
It is kind of like the deco tree, right? Zelda! It's the deco tree, Zelda! Oh boy! Rootless fleshling vermin! How dare you treat me like some common tree? These apples sink deep roots, drink of sun and rain.
Live long.
She
Robin.
was hungry. Never be a man again. There's no use going to pieces. Pull yourself together and start again. All right. The good thing you save, you schmuck. That would be my game.
That was sort of like pissing off the Dryad in the Hero's Quest. So.
All right. I was just talk to it. This is a sacred oak. I'll not take bark, branch, or leaf from this tree. You definitely will not. Can you talk to it?
No, he said I don't know what to say to him.
I cannot think of what to say to an oak tree. Its bark is worse than its bite. Sorry, it's awful. Okay, it's awful. It's awful. That's a bad dad joke. And I blame that one on Mike Cade.
Blaming everybody except herself.
Good day, Robin. The boys are in town if you're looking for them.
The same jokes.
It's about time if you have wool and protest.
You can talk to a lot of the animals in the game.
I guess so. You must have a special technique to talk to animals. There's nothing I wish to take from this good woman. You don't want her slipper? Touch me and I'll give you such a bleeding. I can't decide if that's a score. So I'm going to do this one.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
I don't recall if you said. Wait, what? Nothing. She's just blaming everybody. And you're here, you know? It's not like blaming Tooch for things, you know? Who's not here at the moment, as far as we know.
You know, Tooch knows
But
when I'm
Tooch, if
talking
you
about
are,
him. He has this like beeping thing in his body that he knows when Mike and I are talking about him or thinking about him or something like that. I know this. The trip to Jerusalem Pub is built directly into the sandstone bluff. The cool caves in this bluff have always been a perfect place to brew and store ale.
And Jerusalem Pub is a real place.
Ah.
Let's go get a pint.
Can we go there and not be like locked away? Look, an outlaw. Seize him. Wow. What a part of the pub is a popular place for the sheriff's men to go. Even a drunk soldier would recognize such a famous outlaw walking into their midst. Perhaps Robin was overcome with the need for an ale and thought the pub might be empty. A shame he never got one before they hung him. Seems a waste to die for a drop of grog. To Robin Hood, let's raise a toast and hope there's good ale amongst the heavenly host. Game over. All right, maybe not go in there.
I don't recall if you...
Or disguise yourself before you go in there.
At some point. Yeah, I don't recall if you saw it. And it's Space Quest 1 VGA. If you press the do not touch button, you crash land here.
Oh, how funny is that? I'm not sure that I did see that or if I recognize it. I'd well as put my head in a noose as appear outside the sheriff's own stronghold in my outlaw garb. Hint, hint. I dare not enter Nottingham as an outlaw. Again, I dare not set foot inside the town walls. Let's test to see if Tooch is listening. Ahem, that Tooch. What an effing bum. I'm going to get on our Discord and I'm going to say to Tooch, I solemnly swear we are not talking about you when you are not here, with my fingers crossed behind my back.
Such is the power of the grove. I feel compelled to lay down my weapon before I enter.
Ah, see, this is the grove of my dreams. The grove of my dreams. There's no answer. So do you think
Come
like...
dance.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Dance. I have no need to pick the fern.
Is it me, or does Robin Hood kind of look like a young Ken Williams? Is that... The Williams form a living green temple.
You know.
The ferns are fresh and lush.
What if we do this?
I cannot bring myself to shatter the silence of this sacred grove. I guess we couldn't summon Tooch that much there, Mike. Seems like our powers only work so much. That would serve no purpose.
The new box is of great interest to our cats.
What you doing, Sophie? Don't step on that. That's a power cord. Come on. Nope, no Tooch manifested. Sorry, Mike. We're just not as powerful as we thought we were. We'll have to work on our charisma. All right, so we need a lady's slipper. I think if you were thinking about what do we know or what do we need a lady's slipper.
Lady of the lake.
There is such a thing as a plant called lady slipper.
You're just making stuff up.
I'm not making stuff up.
You didn't want it to actually, it's like, no, it's just actually a woman's footwear.
I'll prove it to you.
A loaf of bread. Ciabatta. What's the Italian?
Ladies slipper flowers.
Oh, yeah, it does look a lot like a slipper.
I was thinking this. I was thinking the same thing, Mel. Maybe we need a plant.
No, it's actually talking about a woman's slipper.
The forest is my only refuge. He's married to the forest. Be one with the. He's walled in. He's got to be one with the forest.
There we go. Okay. Take a look at like, okay, what type of berry is that?
That is
it's probably an oak.
Do you want to pick it?
I don't think so. I think it's just from the druid tree.
Do you have a website link to that? We'd have to switch off screens and stuff, but
Yeah, I do have a walkthrough if we need it. But...
I was thinking if anybody wanted to see what we're looking at.
Oops.
What's the difference here? We've seen this. Why did you get whoops? Is someone there?
No, I just walked over there and that's not what I was intending.
Shelfie. Yep, definitely called the Lady Slipper. It's an orchid. And you think I have no...
This is a druid tree. If I travel north, I'll reach a grove. Okay, a bunch of like little white berries. Elder. Probably map the forest out. That's kind of weird. Weird walk up and then went back down. Be nice, Chooch.
I solemnly swear 100% that we are not talking smack about Tooch on today's stream. Well, at least I'm not.
Lies.
Love it. Love it. I'm actually going to find a gift to go with it, too. All right? Tooch knows I love him like a brother.
The berries are not quite ripe enough to pick. Coming over here. A lot of these screens are kind of based off of things and then they populate with the various other things. Kind of similar to what they've done with a lot of other games.
Too funny. Well, because he was looking in the forest and because he was looking at berries, I thought maybe there was a flower. It seemed like a logical thing that I might have done instead of doing a lady slipper.
Let me see. Okay.
Guess you're not in the right place at the wrong. You're in the right place at the wrong time, or not. It's here that this is supposed to happen?
No.
I was in the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. Well, is this north of the forest?
That was kind of weird. It's thinking know what to do. It just might be like the certain screen we're looking for.
I was just thinking that I'd probably be wandering around the forest for hours, wondering where in the hell I was supposed to go.
I think this does make it a little infuriating. Like, well,
it does not have a compass, so you do not know what's north or west or east or south. Yeah, might want to draw a map. Just saying.
Probably.
Especially if you have a mission which you have to get her out of the forest and know where the hell you're going.
No.
That's good. Usually every other adventure game's got some kind of map or maze puzzle.
North here. No. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, and these
Willow? No. None of them.
maybe is that birch? Maybe.
I think it's the head, the
Birch.
hazel.
No,
Where's
it's
the birch?
See, birch kind of has like
Yeah,
little
I
pine cone things on
suppose.
it.
Yeah, I see the pine cones on it now. Yeah. All right. I agree. I drew a tree.
Doesn't respond to multiple speech.
Not yet. So if we blow our horn, will everybody show up? Just curious.
Depending on where you are. Like we saw in Watling Street, it did.
Blow your horn here. Seems like a wide open area. I found in the past that my men cannot hear my horn well from this part of the forest. All right, there's the answer to that.
So there's an answer.
There's a method to the madness here. I'm assuming north is this way. But that is what you get for assuming. Are you lost?
I guess so. I'm just gonna go try looking somewhere else.
Okay. Then you should definitely go look somewhere else. What are you doing? What are you buying? We have a cat that's in our arms right now, being loved. Being loved. You can sort of see her head. Yes, baby. Our own Sophie. Sophie girl. You don't get enough attention. You got some of the cat calming stuff again. Think. See somewhere. Yeah, you don't want. You just want to sit up here like Princess Sophie.
There is no answer.
Is anybody out there? So, Medicine Hat on Max, if you have it, I'm watching this one show. Gosh, and it's about a bunch of teachers in Philadelphia.
Stupid.
It's not stupid. It's actually very funny. It's
Not funny at all.
It is funny. You just didn't see the funny parts. So that's why you can't say it's not funny. And you didn't watch more than like a half, like even like very little at all. No, I don't think I'll be doing that. Anyway, the nerve of this person. I am so done. Anyway, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Those are supposed to be equal. Sorry, I'm just wandering around. I have an idea what needs to happen, but not sure if it's just a particular screen where it needs to get triggered. Nerva who? What am I missing? I don't know. She's not telling me either. It's grumbling. It's not you, Mike, I think. Here we go. Help me. Help. 'Tis her, the woman I dreamt of. Dog of a monk, let her go. Be gone or I'll kill you too. Whee! Thank you, bold outlaw.
Yeah.
Another boon I would ask of you. You have but name it. I must find your leader, the one called Robin Hood. You need seek no further. I am Robin Hood.
I am he.
Then you are all I hoped you would be.
And you were in my dreams last night too, huh?
And what is it that you hoped? I came to see and judge you, for I must decide if you are a man we can trust. Here.
This slipper is your first reward. There may be other rewards if you are wise enough to earn them. Now I must go. Wait, stay and speak with me a while. I dare not. My enemies must have seen me enter the forest. I must go. Thank you again for my life. There really was no talking to this dude either. She rides swiftly away before I could ask about my dream.
You can let her die.
Oh, yeah?
Which does become a dead man walking situation.
I imagine so. I mean, you're supposed to rescue her, get her slipper. Well, we'll meet again, my lovely Marion, for many a sweet reward in mind, you little pervert.
Now you listen to me, mister. God did not put me on this earth to be awakened by filthy suggestions from a foul-mouthed hooligan like you.
Yeah, 65.
Found most pictures of teaching on TV are so ridiculous, like a completely different job. It sounds like trying to do tech in the movies or something like that. Yeah, I'm just going to pound on the keyboard. You know?
I think this one was funny because they were trying to get supplies, and it probably hits very close to home, is my guess. But some of the characters are over the top stupid, like the principal and stuff like that. But still, some of it is pretty funny.
No, maybe like a South Park, that'd be funnier or something, but you know.
No.
You'll never utter anything again. Yeah, can we shoot him again? Shoot at that.
I mean, it's more of a testament on, like, never having enough supplies, not getting the support you need. The robe is of no use to me, covered with blood as it is. I'd only arouse suspicion and questions if I were to wear it. 'Tis odd that he carries no pouch, and I can find nothing of value upon him.
What a waste, no treasure. Yeah, there's a gal I knew back in high school. She lived on the military base, and so her father was in the military, and we were watching The Rock, the movie with Nicolas Cage, and he's and so the father's pointing out all the things that are wrong in the movie, like they wouldn't be able to crash through the glass like that. They wouldn't have that type of gun. Those patches are wrong. And I think there actually is something with like military uniforms cannot be exact or something, and so a guy at university liked to go and try to find what's wrong with the uniform, like the patch is wrong or something like that. Yeah, I can't always tell when actors have never played video games because they're hammering on the buttons and tilting the controller all sorts of weird angles, and really when you're holding a controller you're only making small movements, you're waving it all over the place. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, unless it's like, you know, actually using the 6-axis controller or something. Or you get like my brother, when he'd play like Super Nintendo or something, his face would get all contorted as well. I dare not touch the cursed thing that dare to strike my beauteous Marion. So you can actually leave the slipper, but Much will pick it up for you. But Marion slipper is made of fine, soft leather. Wait, do anything else with it?